Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Miami Wax Records out of sunny Miami, Florida. I'm making a video here of the Lazy Smoke LP just to help you guys out a little bit. I know my description online might be a little bit confusing, so I thought a video might be a little bit easier for you to understand. Found the record a couple weeks ago. It was in a collection up in Broward, and it seems the collection was the guy must have worked for a radio station or been affiliated somehow with the radio station, because 90% of his collection was promos, white label promos, promos, timing strips, stuff with timing strips. Also, there was a lot of records in there that included like glossy promo pics, and everything was from the mid 60s up to the late 70s, just about. There really wasn't anything later than that or earlier than that. So I'm guessing maybe that was the time period he worked for the station, or just kind of makes sense. But I found this in there, the Lazy Smoke LP, Corridor of Faces. I believe this was issued in 1969. It's out of Massachusetts, and this is an original copy. This is not a reissue. Done some looking around online, trying to find as much information as possible, and just gonna tell you what I've come up with. First off, here is the original note from the production manager of this LP, Al Polano. As you see, he signed it right there. If you could just take a quick look at it, this is the original note. I found this inside of the album. He's just pretty much telling this guy Ed. It's written to Ed. Basically a little bit of info on the LP. I wrote this out on the description so you can see it on there. But basically, it seems like this is some kind of a review copy. He's basically just giving him a little description of the LP, who wrote the songs, this, that, and the third. So that's that over there, which is pretty interesting to find with this album, because supposedly only 100 or so were pressed. I mean, that's kind of the story that's going around, that everybody seems to know. So I mean, I think this this gives it remarkable precedence for any of you Psych collectors out there, to have the handwritten note, an original handwritten note from the production manager, who's also a brother of a band member. I believe his name is Jeff Polano. So this is the album. As you can see, well, as somebody has told me, this is actually the back. This paper is from the back of the album. But let me turn this over, and you'll notice there's nothing on this side of the album. I feel that this copy was kind of fashioned to make somewhat of a promo, or somewhat of something they could pass out, maybe to their friends, maybe to radio station employees, as I think the original owner of this was, maybe a manager or some sort of a radio station. So as you see, I've been told this is the back cover, this page pasted on right here, and somebody suggested that the front cover might have just fallen off. And let's look at the front cover. I don't think this was ever issued with a front. I think they did this intentionally as a promo. I would hope to see some kind of glue residue, some kind of peeling if the front had actually fell off, but I don't see that on here. So I see a little bit of staining right here, but I do not think that's from glue. That would not be enough glue to hold. It doesn't make sense that a whole cover, a whole front of an LP would be glued on with just this little bit of stuff right here. Nothing in the middle. The middle's clean, and there's also ring wear, which wouldn't be present if there was another piece of paper glued on here. That really just wouldn't make sense. Also, let's see. I've seen other copies online. If you notice, this is a plain pasted white sleeve, cardboard sleeve, and it's pasted with a plain sheet of paper. Now, original copies I've seen online, the front is on this side of the LP. This is the pasted side of the LP. If you look online, I'm gonna also provide a picture of an original copy so you can see. You'll see the black and white original picture in the middle, and you'll see a little border of the pasted sleeve underneath it, which would be this. So I've seen that in multiple copies. I'm fairly sure that's how they all come, that this side of the album would be considered the front side. So the back, this is the back sheet, is actually on the front of the plain sleeve. Alright, if you could understand that. I know it's a little bit complicated, but let's see. Also, another important point is that if this was in fact the back of the LP, then it would be glued on upside down if there was a front cover. Because if the front was like this and the front picture had just fallen off, when you turn it over to look at the back, guess what? That's upside down. That is incorrect. Absolutely. Let's do that again. This would be the front. If there was a picture here and it had fallen off, and for whatever reason, if there was actually an original picture here, this would be the front. That would make this the back, and this would be glued on upside down, which is not the case, guys. This is the front. The back picture was glued onto the front, like I said, possibly as some kind of promo. It's pretty crude. You can see there's a wrinkling or whatever. It's pretty crude, but this was no mistake. I think this was done intentionally. These guys knew that maybe a couple copies out of the run would have to be used as some kind of promo, maybe to pass out to friends, maybe some kind of promotional stuff. But I think it's pretty clear what we got here. I think this is actually a promo copy of the Lazy Smoke LP. Also, here's a picture of the record, the vinyl, the label. This is a nice stiff press. It doesn't feel like anything from the 80s or 90s or anything like that. It's a stiff press. You could kind of feel it when you've been around records enough time. You could kind of feel it out and know that this is definitely older than anything from any kind of reissue, any recent reissue or anything like that. Also, you see it's about a maybe 1-inch ring around the center hole, like a recessed kind of ring around the center hole, which is present in all the copies I've seen online of originals. Label scans of originals all have this ring around the center hole. So I provided the dead wax information. I don't remember it offhand. It's on the description I've written. Don't know what else to say. This is an original copy, guys. It's not a reissue. I know a couple of you hit me up and said it might be a reissue. It's not a reissue. I believe this is a promo of the Lazy Smoke LP. Alright, guys? So hope that helps. Happy bidding. I'm providing sound clips also. Here's another picture of the letter written. And happy bidding, guys. Alright? I'm out. Good luck. All the best.